game.
Hello, everybody. I got River, chief editor at Bucs Wire.
Hello.
So I've got Bucs UFC for the first segment.
No, we're going to save the UFC for the last segment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Bucs and River.
Bucs and River. And the second segment still sticking with the Bucs.
With River. You're
Yeah, he's going to be here for the first 2 segments, then he's got to get out of here.
Okay, you got it.
How's everyone doing this morning? Morning.
And we can talk about Spain.
The Spain restaurant.
Delicious.
Dang, what was it? What was the GM's name? Was it John? Johnny?
Don't you still have his card?
Somewhere at the house.
Oh, it's at the house. Dang it.
Yeah.
All right,
I think his name was
John. You got 1 minute.
1 minute.
Almost, yeah. I got you some extra time. How long if you don't want the extra time?
Let me set up this live real quick.
All right.
I can set this up real quick.
But yeah, you're definitely getting your name out there.
Yes.
All you have to do is take a photo and then
why
everyone
does
talks
this
about it.
video make me look like I'm bald in this spot? I definitely have hair right there. Anyways. That's not
But there is a little bloop no hair.
right here?
It's a little that way.
This way?
Yeah, you got it. All right, 43 seconds. But hey, River, so we're very chill, we're very relaxed.
Yeah, we like to have fun.
You know.
This isn't. We don't take ourselves too seriously.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm looking to have a good time.
Oh yeah, you will have a good time. That's an understatement.
Gee,
But just be you, man, and we're good to go.
just be you.
Yep.
That's all we want. Good morning, Facebook. How's everyone doing? Whoop, whoop.
Put your ears on.
Putting ears on. Mike, over here, where you belong. We're going to also take a break, so if you need more time to do that.
Oh, it's all good.
We're going to play Schnate's song after the first segment, coming back from break after the first segment.
Yeah, the Schneid song. Oh yeah,
Schneid song.
I've got it loaded for the first one.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
The following program is sponsored and doesn't necessarily reflect the opinions of 102.5 The Bone. Enjoy. Now it's the moment of truth with Ruth on 102.5 The Bone.
Chief editor of Bucs Wire.
Managing editor.
Managing editor of Bucs Wire. Managing editor of Bucs Wire.
What Facebook page is this on?
The Moment of Truth with Ruth.
20 seconds. There you go. So I can see both of yours. All right, get ready. Stand by. Hot mic.
Happy Sunday and good morning. Welcome back to the Moment of Truth with your girl, Ruth. I'm really excited for today's episode because we got to break down last night's preseason game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as they were in New York. They also had joint practices. They were supposed to have 2, only ended up having 1. We'll talk about that later on in the show. I got a very special guest live in the studio with me to break down all of Bucs training camp and the future for that offense. There's a very competitive QB competition going on right now, and River, the managing editor of Bucs Wire, is here with me today to break that down. Later on in the show, we definitely got to make room for some UFC because, man, those fights last night were intense. Sugar Sean O'Malley won the bantamweight title last night over Sterling, so we definitely got to break down that fight because it was super, super excited. Thank you so much for joining me on the Moment of Truth. Make sure to check out the website, truth-media.com. Follow me on Instagram, Ruth the Truth with a number 1 at the end. Make sure you are on the lives. I'm going live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The Moment of Truth with Ruth. Welcome to the show. Happy Sunday. God bless everyone. Welcome to the Moment of Truth.
Cold mics. Good intro.
Good morning, everybody.
90 seconds.
Hi, Sarah.
My name is Ruth, and you are tuned into the Moment of Truth right here on 102.5.
Got a whole theme song.
So my friend rapped this for me. He created the beat and everything.
Very nice.
Can we cut? Can we start this segment with the Todd Bowles audio?
Yeah,
All right.
that's just fine.
As soon as we get back, just cut that. The crowd go wild and do it with us.
Got the lyrics down.
What?
So got the lyrics down.
Yeah, he did. Because he knows me so well. He's one of my really close friends' husband. It's a moment of
30
truth.
seconds. And River, I'll be snapping shots of you interacting with Ruth and all.
Yeah.
All right, 20 seconds. You ready? Let's have a kick
We're
butt
cutting
show.
to the Todd Bowles audio. Let's
Yep.
kick this off on the right foot. Good morning, everybody. Let's go. I love the beat.
His legs when he had to, and he was very
10
successful.
seconds.
Through the ball where he's supposed to throw it, through some pinpoint
And
passes.
5,
like that with
4,
two hands back, but
3,
also a lot of
2,
plays,
hot
man.
mic.
I thought he just
That was head coach Todd Bowles for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Speaking of Kyle Trask and his improvements at training camp and his first 2 preseason games. Last night, he had his first start in a preseason game. And River, I'm going to bring you in here. I have the managing editor for Bucs Wire live in the studio with me. Say hi to the audience.
Hello to the audience. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. River and I met in training camp this season, and he's been doing a lot of work with Bucs Wire, and he is very plugged in with everything Bucs. So we're going to break down this quarterback competition. But first, River, can you tell me what you saw from Kyle Trask in game 1 to game 2, and what improvements do you feel like he made on the field?
I thought Kyle did pretty well for himself, actually, when it comes to this preseason game. We saw a lot of good throws from him. He had a very nice one to Trey Palmer for a touchdown, and then he had a really nice one that Aaron Rodgers himself even complimented on when he hit Rakim Jarrett towards the middle of the field. So that was a really nice throw. His evasiveness in the pocket looks a lot better than it has in previous, outings, especially in college. And he had to play the whole game because John Wolford unfortunately got injured a little ways into the game. And so he had a lot of snaps, had a lot of reps. And whether or not he's the starter remains to be seen. But I think as far as how he played, I think he did a pretty good job.
Kyle Trask went 20 for 28 with 218 passing yards and 1 touchdown. And did you see that point in the game where Rakim Jarrett was getting a little full of himself, and he tried to jump over a grown man, and it did not end well for him? Did you see that?
I can't recall that at the moment off the top of my head, but he's definitely a very aggressive player. He loves to go up and get the ball, and a lot of wide receivers don't really have that trait. So I like to look at that as a good thing for Rakim. But obviously you got to know what you're doing when you go up there, and there's a lot of really great defenders in the league, so there might give you some trouble.
Yeah, he tried to clear over a cornerback, and I thought that was hilarious. He ended up kind of crashing and burning, doing a somersault in midair, and I don't know if that hurt him, but it definitely hurt me watching that. So rookie wide receiver Trey Palmer recorded his 2nd touchdown in 2 games. That was a really impressive touchdown catch off of, I think it was like a 40-yard pass by Kyle Trask. Really elusive. Kyle Trask looked elusive last night, and I know that he wasn't expecting to play that second half. But as you mentioned, John Wolford, it looked like it was a concussion, but it ended up being some type of neck injury. And unfortunately, he was carted off the field. So it was pretty serious. He got devoured in the pocket and just took a really, really hard hit to the ground, helmet to the grass. But can you tell me a little bit about that Trey Palmer touchdown catch? And what have you seen from Trey Palmer in training camp so far?
I think Trey Palmer's a dog. 100%.
He's a dog.
100%. Yeah, it was a great catch. He tipped it. It looked like either him or the DB. I
It
think
was the
him.
DB that tipped it,
And
or that's what it looked like.
yeah.
The DB tipped it, and he still came down with it in the end zone.
And he tracked the ball with his eyes, and he
Yeah.
still came down with the catch, which is very impressive. And he's looked great in camp. He had a really nice that touchdown grab against the Steelers for Baker Mayfield, 2 feet in. Really great awareness and instinct.
Yes. I didn't think it was in. I didn't think he got that second foot down.
It was interesting from the press box looking at the replay, but nonetheless, it was a really, really good effort. And then with Russell Gage out for the season with the patellar.
Oh, okay. Let's circle back to that really quick, because I actually missed that until the very next day when I saw the highlights from that joint practice that they had with the New York Jets in New York, or it might have been New Jersey.
It's technically in New Jersey.
In New Jersey, dirty Jersey, for the New York Jets. Did you see what happened to Russell Gage, and how is that going to impact this offense now? Because he was that third wide receiver for the Bucs, and now it seems like he's going to be out for the season after he's just coming back from injury. So the injury bug has been biting him left and right.
Yeah, I didn't see the actual play, but from what I understand, from what I've read from the trusted guys that cover the team and from other places, it seems like it was a non-contact injury in practice from his knee, which is I believe he tore his patellar tendon, which your ACLs, your MCLs, but patellar is a really, really rough injury to have.
Yeah.
So it's almost worst case scenario when it comes to the knee, and so it's a really brutal break for him, especially like you said, he's had a nagging hamstring injury. And then at the end of the season, in the playoff game against Dallas, he had a concussion after getting hit really hard. So it's definitely been a lot of injuries for him.
And that was the worst way to end that game, because they were already getting – I mean, it was a bad game for the Bucs from beginning to end. And just to end it off on that note, when it was Brady's last game, the Bucs, were wrapping up their season with such a turmoil loss against the Cowboys. So, yeah, Russell Gage is going to be out for the season. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, all of them commented about them losing a brother, and it's unfortunate. But who is going to be that wide receiver that you think, from your perspective, that's going to fill in that third slot for a wide receiver?
This is a really talented wide receiver room. A lot of these rookies, I think, have been pretty impressive. So it's going to be a shame that some of them are going to have to get cut. That's the game. It's probably either going to be Devin Tompkins or Trey Palmer. I like Trey Palmer right now. I can't tell you what Todd Bowles and Dave Canales are specifically thinking on that front. But I think Palmer's really shown out in games and in practice. He's very fast. He's got really sure hands. Tompkins makes some plays for sure. He's definitely got ups, and he's done a lot of really good work on special teams. So it's probably going to be between those two guys. David Moore was another option, but he had some drops.
He did
against the Jets. So
in his hands too.
Yeah, so that doesn't really help his stock, but he's a veteran who's played in Dave Canales' offense, so that's always valuable when it comes to that. So that is now kind of a new thing that we get to watch in training camp as these 2 weeks come and go. Is that competition for wide receiver 3? So it'll probably be exciting.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Russell Gage to be out in the season before the season really went underway. Can we talk about the running backs right now? Sean Tucker had a pretty impressive game, 37 yards, 7 carries, on average of 5.3 carrying. Had that 26-yard run on a 4th and 1 play, which was really impressive. What have you seen from Sean Tucker? And isn't it amazing that the Bucs were able to land him after the discrepancies of what happened at the Combine?
Tucker did really well for himself, I think, in this Jets game. Struggled a little bit in the Steelers game, but the line was getting blown up often. But, man, that 26-yard run on 4th and 1 was a big play from him. And he's also shown some ability to get space in the pass-catching game as well. Mm-hmm. So I've been pretty impressed with Sean Tucker, especially given this last game. It is pretty incredible. We're not entirely sure what his health issue was at the Combine. I hope personally that it's completely settled and that he's able to play football again. It seems like that's the case.
Yeah, it seems like he's been cleared. Yeah.
So given that, I've heard and read that people thought he was kind of like a 3rd or 4th round talent in the draft, and to get him as an undrafted free agent, given that knowledge, I think is quite incredible for Tampa Bay. So
yeah.
If he ends up panning out that way and being a prospect worthy of that, then that's going to be a huge get for the Bucs. 100%.
Yeah, I think the Bucs kind of slacked a little bit on their run game last season, and that was their bread and butter in that win in that Super Bowl year when they won in 2020. So I think it's really important for them to have dependable backups, not just Rachaad White, but they need to have Vaughn step up. They have Sean Tucker now. There's been Ronnie Brown as well. There's been a lot of pieces that have been stepping up. So they have a good running back room as of right now. So we're going to switch over to the defensive side of the ball. First game, 12 penalties, most of them coming from the offensive line for 127 yards. They were able to clean that up in this second preseason game, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, for sure. There were still some things here and there, but it's not 12 penalties.
Yeah.
So that's definitely trending in the right direction. That's going to be a huge thing that Todd Bowles and the coaching side are going to stress going forward. And so limiting penalties is 100% a great improvement in this preseason game.
So we're going to talk more about the quarterback competition in the next segment, but we're going to finish off talking about some Bucs defense, some defensive player. Obviously, in the preseason games, we don't really see any of the starters. But who do you think, like maybe outside linebacker position, who's been kind of impressing you so far?
I'll tell you what, a name I didn't expect to hear that I think has been fairly impressive is Marquise Watts.
Mm-hmm.
Played for the Charlotte 49ers, came in. He was actually in the Steelers game, I believe. He was one of PFF's 5 highest graded rookies.
Oh, wow.
In the preseason. And then he had a tackle against the Jets. And he's generally been pretty disruptive. So going to be a lot of hard cuts to make in that room. Cam Gill, been with the team for a little bit, also been very impressive in preseason. So going to be a lot of really, really tough decisions there, but some young talent too, for sure. Yaya Diaby, another very physical specimen. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch how that goes down.
So we didn't see, I don't believe that we saw Yaya. We didn't see Kalaje. We didn't see Servassier Dennis as well. So there's a lot of rookies that we still haven't seen what they're able to perform on the field. So that's still to come. Hopefully we see Kalaje come back before the start of the regular season. He's been out with that. I believe it's a calf strain.
Yeah, it's a calf strain. I think he's out of a boot. He was on a boot initially in camp, and now I think he's out of that. So if he doesn't play in the preseason, I would expect him to play week 1 against Minnesota.
Those non-contact injuries are the worst.
It's brutal, for sure.
Ask Kyler Murray.
It's brutal.
So overall in the NFL, who do you think? I mean, we're only 2 preseason games. Some teams have already played 3 preseason games, but who do you think is going to be, like, out of the whole NFL as the entity? Who do you think is going to be that team that struggles the most? I have the Arizona Cardinals because they're in a rebuild, super rebuild right now. But what would you say is your pick for NFL team that's least likely to have success?
Man, it's hard to tell. The Cardinals are definitely up there. The Texans could be a little bit rough. Very young roster there. So those are the 2 teams that I would pin down. But you never know. Usually we'll have a team that people say is going to be the worst, and then it ends up being someone else. So let's see where it goes.
I was defending the Bucs on Twitter because somebody tried to say that they're going to go 0-17. And I'm like, not even 1 game?
I think they're going to be a lot better than that.
I know. Okay, I could understand them thinking that they're going to be in the 3rd in the NFC South, but to say that they're not going to win any games at all, I mean, give us a little bit of a credit. Dave Canales is putting together a pretty impressive offense, and the guys are really honing in on it. So, Isaiah, do you have a comment?
Yeah, I do. I mean, we could say the same for the Texans. I mean, the Texans, they can probably go.
The Texans are the Texans.
Now, however, when it comes to what we have Baker Mayfield, Trask. I know a lot of people were a little hesitant initially with Trask. However, look how good he's been doing.
Yeah, I mean, 6'5", he has the stature. He's elusive in the pocket. I mean, the way he was able to drop back last night and just that 33-yard bomb to Trey Palmer for that touchdown, it was pretty impressive. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, Baker had some comments to say about what enticed him to sign with the Tampa Bay Bucs. Don't touch that dial right here on the Moment of Truth. Gotta pray.
Do you have any water? I forgot this. No, I'll
I can take you to the water fountain. Not the water fountain, but do we have cups over there? We'll figure it out.
What's up?
Do we have cups over by the water?
Yes, we do.
Okay, cool.
The Mike Calta Show. Featured Cut of the Day. Sponsored by Stingray Chevrolet, Tampa Bay's big store on I-4 exit 22, Plant City. The Mike Calta Show. Download the free Bone app. 102.5, The Bone.
Get a home run deal at Ken Gilly Kia Newport Richie. Sign and drive over 600 Kias in stock, including Seltos, K5, Sportage, Forte, Soul, and the 3-row Telluride, all with 0 due at signing. Just sign and drive, or save thousands in finance charges when you buy a select new Kia with 0.9% financing for 4 full years. 0 down. 0.9% financing for 4 full years. 0 down. We've got over 600 new Kias in stock, and we're making deals. So come on down to Ken Gilly Kia on US 19 in Newport Richie, or visit us online at KenGillyKiaNewportRichie.com. Tell them McKinsey sent you, because I want to see ya in a Ken Gilly Kia.
Finance savings based on 0.9 APR for 30 months, 18.
Hey, take it, David. Hey.
Ruger Day is Saturday, September 2nd at Sharp Coast Tactical.
I love how the door says, warning, adult content.
Oh yeah, we used to do a lot of crazy stuff in here.
Yeah.
From Jello wrestling.
In the studio?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, they loaded the whole thing up with Jello and just had a wrestling match with women in bikinis.
That's too much.
Oh, it did. We did a lot.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Oh, you want me to grab a photo of you two before we come back? I know he has to leave at the second.
Yeah, we can do that.
Because we still got like 3 minutes.
Okay.
So.
That's
Oh,
it.
and let me know how those 2 photos went.
Okay. All right, stand up.
Yep. But we'll have a photo. There we go. 3, 2, 1. And let me zoom out because I know you like me to get your shoes. 3, 2, 1. And one more. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. I'll send it to you.
All right, cool. Good morning, everybody. Do you watch any other sports other than football?
Yes.
What other sports?
I love soccer and I love Formula One racing.
Oh.
All motorsports, really. I love
Yeah.
Formula One racing.
I love NASCAR.
Actually, not a big NASCAR guy.
No?
No.
So F1 and NASCAR are 2 completely different.
I like
Yeah.
IndyCar. So
Yeah.
I like circuit racing.
Okay.
But big soccer fan too.
Do you watch any of the Rowdies?
I have in the past.
Okay.
It's hard to keep up with them when they're a USL team. So,
Yeah.
but I've been to a few of the games. My cousin plays futsal for their futsal team. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, she plays for they travel and play futsal tournaments.
So I'll go.
Can you explain to me what that is?
It's indoor soccer. That's a lot smaller.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
The net's smaller.
Yeah.
There's less players.
So I'm gonna go from Toya Love to Baker out to you.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Did you get the 2-minute mark from that song?
I did.
Okay.
Actually, it was 2 minutes and like 11 seconds, but it pops.
No, I want it at the 2-minute
Oh,
mark.
you want it exactly? At
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's when the chorus starts.
Attorney CP
Let me hear it.
Joe Cordell.
You're going to have to set it up. Perfect. Can we let that ride for like 50 seconds?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You know it.
Yeah. I love the verse of that song. It goes so hard.
Oh, it was so good that I almost
Yeah.
didn't get the last one in because I was listening.
Yeah.
To that one too.
My song selections are fire.
You got good stuff.
Christian rap for Jesus. Let's go.
Love it. All right, we got 1 minute.
No interest, late fees, or check. Join the millions of people who have downloaded Dave and get up to $500.
Oh, and Ruth, did you
I know,
get you got all the photos that I just sent you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Uh-huh.
For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fee.
You guys got any questions for me today? Oh, wow.
And we got the River. Did you finish with your
Yes.
2 truths and a lie? Okay, cool.
Can you check my audio? on my
Instagram?
Instagram. Yeah, because
Oh,
people are
boy.
saying they can't hear me.
Hold on.
I don't understand why that keeps happening. Why didn't they have two practices, joint practices?
Yeah.
Saleh said that players
You're not
getting too
on.
many fights. You hold two. I mean, there were
Oh
4
my
on the
gosh.
first day.
10 seconds.
You can't hear me?
But yeah.
Wow.
Here we go.
Now back to the moment of truth with Ruth on 102.5 The Globe.
Stay low.
Real big blessings around me. Used to be bound, now got bound. Enemy wanna be dead, but the price of my head like a bounty. Think it's sweet like a brownie, but I found me. Now it's head on the swivel, falling me down, I ain't let up a little. Thought I'd stop, now I can feel like it's something real. They said it wasn't possible, God said he knocking down the obstacle. But walk by faith, not the opposite. With Jesus, anything is possible. They say that pressure make diamonds. I'm super fine and attacking them, be like a lion. Seeking them first with my only assignment. Got on my back like a heat in the hind. That's why I'm stepping on serpents. I say, get in it, get in it, get in it. Yes, I got you. Really was chosen. I'm with the God of Moses. The great I am, say I'm heaven sent. I get my temporary home. I'm a resident. Pushing and count the pestilence. The fruit, the evidence. With my being, let me know. Spirit speak. Tell us where to go. From the south side to the north. Bring the heat. We ain't ducking smoke.
Competition was made apparent just from the get-go. It's like, hey, this is not, even if you sign here, this is not your job. If you're going to compete, you're going to have to earn it. And I love that. I think competition brings out the best
10
in
seconds.
everybody. But it felt like
5
this
seconds.
place needed a fresh start.
3,
as well, even
2,
though
hot
from the
mic.
division.
That was quarterback Baker Mayfield talking about what they told him when he was first signing with Tampa Bay, saying the job is not going to be handed to him. He's going to have to work for it. River, I got the managing editor for Bucs Wire here live in the studio. River, what do you think of those comments? Do you really feel like Baker felt like it was a pure competition, or do you think it was just his job to lose?
I think he probably went into it knowing it was his job to lose, being a veteran. I don't doubt he loves competition, like he said. Having talked to him a few times over the course of this training camp, I think that definitely is a part of who he is. So at the moment, it probably still is. But as I've said before, I think Kyle Trask did pretty well for himself. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes for the last preseason game.
So I did see on the broadcast last night that they did like I think it was like a Channel 8 wanted to host a poll on what the fans wanted.
Yep.
I believe it was like 46% were saying Baker Mayfield, 54% were saying Kyle Trask. Do you think the fans just want Kyle because he's actually better than Baker, or is it more of like a personal thing with Baker that they rather Kyle?
Well, I think there's probably a few different reasons. One I'll put forward is that Kyle Trask attended the University of Florida, and that probably is a big factor there.
Yeah, Florida boy.
And the other thing is, if you have a guy in house like the Bucs do with Kyle Trask, and you bring in a veteran to compete with him, I think if you're a fan and you know ball, you probably think, hey, I would rather the in-house guy win because that means that someone that we drafted has the talent to succeed in the future.
Right. So
probably best case scenario is that Kyle Trask looks better than Baker Mayfield and beats him out, but that's not to say that there's still not a ton of value in Baker Mayfield being a veteran presence and having won a playoff game, which a lot of people will forget if you read comments online.
So this is what I think. Tell me what you think about this. I think the Bucs are going to have to start Baker Mayfield because he has that veteran experience. I mean, I wouldn't say veteran experience, but he's been in the league for a couple of years. He's been the number one quarterback. He's been that guy in the NFL already. He holds that presence. I think the Bucs are going to have no choice but to start Baker because if they start Kyle and they make Baker a backup, I think that is going to bruise Baker's ego. And if things crumble with Kyle being under center and they try to switch to Baker, I think it's just going to be it's not going to be good for that offense. It's not going to be good for the locker room. So I think the Buccaneers have no choice but to start Baker, even though Kyle has made great improvements. He didn't turn the ball over last night. The offensive line played well, but I think the Bucs have no choice but to start Baker because if they start Kyle and things fall apart, it's going to be hard to kind of rely on Baker at that point. What would you say about that, River?
Well, I would put forth that there's not a lot of money in Baker Mayfield right now. I believe, to my knowledge, it's a 1-year, $4 million contract, which for NFL quarterbacks is not quite.
It's like
bit.
backup money.
Yeah, and he's got incentives. So I think Baker kind of knew the possibility of that happening when he came, and so I don't know how, devastated he would be on that front. But I will put forth this: I have said at the beginning of the season and continue to say now, I would not be surprised if we saw both of these quarterbacks start a game at some point in the 2023 season.
So last night, John Wolford went down with a pretty serious injury. Do you think the Bucs, I asked you earlier before we stepped into the studio, do you think the Bucs need to go get another guy if John is not healthy enough to play? Because having just 2 quarterbacks, I don't feel completely comfortable with that. Do you think the Bucs would have to go sign someone else?
This is a really good question, and it's somewhat tough because a lot of teams only keep 2 quarterbacks in the active roster. Bruce Arians, when he was with Tampa Bay, always kept 3. And John Wolford offered a lot of experience in running a system very similar to what Dave Canales ran, or at least that Dave Canales was involved in Seattle. This is his first year as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So that experience definitely is going to be missed, I think, especially in practices. It depends on Todd Bowles' philosophy. I'm not sure if you do get a third guy, you probably want them to have a similar sort of feel for the system that John Wolford did. I don't know how easy it is to find that. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that goes. I'm not sure what Todd Bowles' philosophy is on that. I'm not sure if he was ever intending to keep 3 on the roster to begin with.
Okay.
So unclear, but they could, if they feel like they need a veteran presence that knows the system a little bit better as a third guy, just in case something happens to the other 2. There's options out there that they can go get for probably that minimum.
Just don't get Carson Wentz or somebody like that. Please don't.
I don't think he would qualify for that.
No.
So,
last season, they had, I believe, 4 quarterbacks on the roster. They had Tom Brady, Blaine Gabbert, Ryan Griffin, and then Kyle Trask.
I believe Griffin was on the practice squad.
Oh, yeah, he was on the practice squad. Okay.
Like I said, Arians did keep 3 often. He had Trask, he had Gabbert, and he had Brady. And there were games, like I know the Ravens game, all 3 of those guys suited up. So that was definitely an Arians thing. He liked to keep 3 quarterbacks in the room. Whether or not Bowles does, I am not entirely sure. So we'll definitely know very soon, though, because cuts are going to start coming. I think August 29th.
That's the worst part of this part of the season. It's
really is.
It's like, what, 93 to 53?
It's 90 to 53. And cut day is August 29th. So that's coming up fairly soon. So we're probably going to start to see in the next coming days that happening.
Yeah, it's always a sad sight to see when you see these men, especially out in this heat, like just putting it all on the field and then them getting cut. Mike Evans, star wide receiver for the Bucs, he commented that early in the training camp that there's so much good talent that, and a good majority of them are not going to last and be on the official roster at the start of the season. So very sad news, but we're going to play a little game before we get River out of here. And I'm pretty excited about that. You guys know what time it is. It's called 2 Truths and a Lie on the Moment of Truth. Isaiah and I are going to guess which one is the lie. We're going to have 3 sets. River, are you ready? These better be fun too. This is a fun show.
I hope not to disappoint.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and go with our first set. Go ahead. Isaiah, do you have any comments? Any last words before you lose?
Well, you're really good at this game.
I am.
And it's funny. I made this game, and yet you kicked my butt. Thanks. No.
You won a couple times.
We did.
Yeah.
But we need to make a sounder for this game, though.
A sounder?
Yeah. Maybe
like a little intro clip?
Yeah, that would be cool.
I could just sing.
So, River, hit us with your best shot.
2 Truths and a Lie.
Sure.
Da, da, da. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
I'll go. I had to wait for the theme song to be over. Okay, so my first set here that I have created. I'm a musician and play in a band. My team made the Tampa Bay Trivia Finals earlier this year. And I was briefly a professional Magic the Gathering player.
Wait, what? What was that last one?
I was briefly a professional Magic the Gathering player.
You know
what?
what? These are good because I look at him and it just screams nerd. I mean, he's
Isaiah.
Well, that's the truth. I'll give you that one for free.
See?
So,
Isaiah, come on.
I learned that as a badge of pride.
From talking,
there's got to be a nicer way for you to say that.
Hey, I'm a nerd too.
No,
we're not there.
It's true.
Nerd to nerd. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never called you a nerd though. I've never called you a nerd. Yeah.
Well, I am a big nerd.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I know that you're like a super video game connoisseur. You know, it doesn't make you a nerd though.
That
I love video
am,
games.
but I'm not good with Magic, so I could.
Yeah,
see
what
you-
what is that? Can you explain what that last one is? What does that
Magic
even?
the Gathering is a trading card game, probably the biggest trading card
Oh.
game.
And the most expensive.
And the most
trading card
expensive.
Game. Holy.
100%.
Nerd alert.
Oh.
But it's been being played since,
Well, enough with the Ruth.
I have no
idea what they're talking about.
It's called Magic the Gathering.
Totally
game
lost.
with Ruth. Here we go. No, I'm just kidding.
Magic the Gathering.
But I think it's the second one because the first one, I mean, you've got a band shirt on right now too.
I do. It's true.
So I'm like,
what band is
It's a
this?
Slater Kinney. They're a
Oh,
punk rock
okay.
band from the 90s.
So
Oh, right.
I'm saying.
Were
the
you even
second
born in
one
the
is why.
90s?
I was born in 1999.
All right, he made the cut. He
Oh.
made the cut. Yay!
Yeah.
I feel
All right, I think I'm gonna go. I know the second one is true because I remember our conversation. So Isaiah, you're wrong on that. So I'm gonna go with the first one. I don't believe that you were in a band. Isaiah, you picked the second one, right?
Yeah, I picked the second one.
You're wrong.
You are both incorrect.
What?
What?
I was not briefly a professional Magic the Gathering player. I am a musician and play in a band. And
Okay.
my trivia
What
team
instrument do you
did
play?
in fact make the.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember him telling me that.
We
at
placed
practice.
11th, but we made it. So
That's awesome. Was
um,
it sports trivia or was it just life
It
trivia?
was all around trivia. I was one
Gosh.
of the 2 or 3 sports guys there, but
Very cool.
They're having a trivia night at my condo. If you want to,
it's probably
the whole condo building. They're doing trivia night in the game
Oh,
room. Yeah,
That's cool.
so I
They
might
sh-
bring
they should
River
make
to
a
be on.
Magic night just
Yeah.
for him.
exactly. I do play Magic the Gathering very on and off, but not a professional. When I was in college,
Mm-hmm.
I played Super Smash Bros at our local
Yes.
college circuit, and there were a lot of professional players or former ones that played there. So
Good
not a
stuff.
professional at Smash either, but I played a very competitive field there. So kind
There's
of ripping off of
there's
that.
pros in Super Smash Brothers.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh,
They-
that is
they're,
very interesting.
Speaking of experience, they're very good.
Yeah. They do pixel perfect moves.
Yeah.
Like they
Who
know
is your go-to
exactly-
Super Smash Brothers
Kirby.
character? Mine too. Because I love the fact that Kirby
suck
could
them
like,
up.
yeah, you could absorb them and then take their
Mhm.
powers. I thought that was awesome.
I like it because I can, if someone tosses me out, I can try to get back on the playing field. What about you, River? What's your favorite?
Yeah.
When I was in my prime in Gainesville,
In my
Oh
prime.
my god.
I
Can
played
I
Sonic.
shut off his mic? No, I'm joking.
I played Sonic.
You played Sonic.
Yes.
Okay.
So I played
Great
there.
game. Great
the
game.
local Super Smash Bros. Night there is called the Gainesville Stock Exchange,
Okay.
and
Okay.
they
Yep,
have a huge tournament called Gatorland there, where a lot of really good players end up playing. I played in that once. I went 0-2, but I played in it.
Hey, at least you can say you got a badge of honor.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
All right, in the
What's the next
comments,
one?
on the Instagram, on the Facebook, on the YouTube, can you please tell me your favorite Super Smash Brothers character? Because I'm dying to know. I think Kirby's the best, but correct me if I'm wrong. All right, Merver, next 3 sets. Here we go.
I am a massive fan of animated television shows. Blink-182 is my favorite band, and I once met actor Pedro Pascal.
I'll let you go first on this one because I
Wait.
took-
Actor Pedro Pascal. And the second one was what?
Blink-182 is my favorite band.
Blink-182. I mean, really good band.
but look at him.
I know.
That's-
I wouldn't say that that's his favorite though.
I think he's more like emo rock.
Yeah. Like punk rock.
Mm,
Is emo rock and punk rock the same thing?
No.
no.
He said no. What was the first one again?
I'm a massive fan of animated television shows.
That's so believable.
You know what?
Everybody's into anime though.
No, not necessarily.
Animated, not necessarily anime. I think
Oh,
it's qualified.
okay. All right. I believe the first one is true. I'm gonna go with I don't believe Blink-182 is your favorite band. What about you, Isaiah?
I'm gonna go with one because now our nerds love anime or animated shows.
Yeah, animated shows could just be like cartoon shows, correct? Is that what that means?
Possibly.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I enjoy some cartoons here and there. South Park was like my jam for like the longest time. I had to give it up
You and
though.
South Park. I don't
Yeah,
see that.
I had to give it up though because that show is like weird.
Yeah,
All right.
You gave it up to the Lord. So.
Yes, exactly. All right, go ahead, River. Which one is true?
Not
Or
all
which one's a
fans
lie?
love animated shows, but this one does.
Oh.
So I do. I have met Pedro Pascal.
Okay.
I
Can you
hate
tell us
Blink
about that?
182.
He hates Blink 182. Okay, so wait, neither one of us got that one right then, right? Because you picked.
did.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I-
did.
Yes.
Oh, that's the one I thought I
Yes.
picked the Blink 182 one.
I
You
don't.
did.
I said
Oh,
they're
okay,
my
so
favorite
that was the
band.
lie. That was my
Yeah,
lie.
that's
Okay,
the
okay,
lie.
cool. Yay, I get one.
Woo, and I
All right,
just
can you
figured
tell
that
us a
being-
little bit about your encounter with Pedro Pascal?
I met him at Tampa Comic-Con.
Yes,
Of course.
Far before he got super big, he had played Oberyn Martell on Game of Thrones, and I loved him in that role. So I went to meet him, and he was super cool.
That's
Talked for a
awesome.
little bit, probably longer than he had to. He was a stand-up dude when I met him, and it seems like now he's gotten much bigger.
No
He
doubt.
still kind of holds that similar
Mhm.
grounded sort of nature. So
So what's
Awesome.
your
He's cool, dude.
last set?
What's your
What you
last
got?
set? Here we go. I'm winning.
I once won an archery competition.
Okay.
I minored in Japanese studies in college. My favorite NFL player of all time is Rondé Barber.
You know what? I think I can call this one out. Just because I
This
tried
is tough.
minoring in
Help me out, people.
Japanese
Help me out,
studies
chat.
and I wasn't allowed to. So
What was the first
saying-
one again? That you were a professional archer?
I once won an archery competition. I minored in Japanese studies in college, and my favorite NFL player of all time is Rondé Barber.
I'm saying no to the Japanese studies.
I don't know.
because
I can't-
tried getting in, and it was almost impossible getting into the Japanese studies.
Yeah, but he's real smart.
That's
Well,
debatable.
Yeah, I'm the stupid guy.
All right, just not to choose the same as Isaiah. I think I'm gonna go with Rondé Barber being your all-time favorite NFL player.
You are correct. Ruth.
Yes.
Wow.
Woo!
I did
How-
win an archery competition when I was little. We did a whole camp, and I won the trophy at the end of it. I still have it. I did minor in Japanese studies in college, majored in journalism.
Wow.
So
That's impossible to get
He
into those
minored in Japanese
I
studies.
did.
Can you give us a little
How
bit
did you
of
do
I mean, what was your favorite part of learning about the Japanese culture?
The language. I was pretty good at the language when I was learning it actively for a few years.
Yeah.
I have since become a lot more rusty and haven't kept up with it. So
Yeah.
But I also just I love the culture. I always have when I was a kid, and so it was a really cool experience.
Yes. Did you do study abroad?
I was supposed to go to Tokyo to cover the Olympics.
That's so
and
cool.
it got canceled.
Oh, yeah, that
So
was
I
2020.
never ended up.
Yeah.
That was when I was supposed to go. Never ended up
Look,
going.
I've been to Tokyo once because of my job. I loved it. I love the culture. I took a really quick course on Japanese language so I can at least do some Survivor.
Yeah.
Because they say, oh, in Japan, everybody knows English. No,
That's
no
a
one
lie,
knows English.
yeah.
It is a huge lie. So I was like, well, what's happening? So
Yeah.
I had to use my Survivor Japanese to just get myself around there. But hopefully you go there because you're going to love it. If you love noodles, nerdiness, and fun, there it is.
Yeah, I'm down to go to Tokyo. We should set this up. Well,
I,
River, thank you. Go ahead.
I grew up a Bucs fan, but my favorite NFL player of all time is Ravens safety Ed Reed.
Wow,
So-
Ed Reed.
Yes.
Okay, okay. How long have you been? You grew up a Bucs fan,
Yes, I've lived here all my life.
so you've gone through the ups and downs of being a Bucs fan. How do you feel coming from a fan's perspective? How do you feel about them at this moment?
Well, I'm not supposed to go from a fan's perspective nowadays, being at Bucs Wire, but I would say it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. It's definitely a bit of a rebuilding time. There's still a lot of talent on this Bucs team, for sure, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Like Todd Bowles says, it's a reboot, not a rebuild.
A lot of
Yes.
coaches will try and say that. But, and I do, to be
Congrats,
fair, I do believe that Todd Bowles means it when he says that.
Yeah.
So,
And congrats, Ruth. You won again.
Yay!
There
Winner,
we
winner,
go.
chicken dinner.
There we go.
All right, River, the managing editor for Bucs Wire, live in the studio with me. Thank you so much for taking the time. Before we go into commercial break, can you please let everybody know where they can follow you on social media?
absolutely. I'm mainly on Twitter or X, tweet from my main account, at River H. Wells. And then you can go on Facebook, find Bucs Wire. You can go on Twitter, find Bucs Wire. It should come up right away. That's where I put out all of my stuff.
Awesome. Thanks so much. We're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we're going to talk some UFC because there were some dang good fights last night right here on The Moment of Truth.
That was great.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on, guys.
Yeah,
I
I
really
appreciate
it.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. from another nerd to another. Congrats, man. That
Yeah.
was a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Big
you did
time.
awesome. Okay. We don't have practice tomorrow, but we have practice Tuesday, yeah?
We don't have practice tomorrow?
We don't.
I could be wrong about that. I believe you.
Don't believe me. Definitely not.
I definitely will.
All right, give me a hug. Thanks for coming. I'll see you at practice this week. All right, you can go out that door and just go straight all the way down these two and hit those double glass doors and go down the elevator. Thanks, River.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Even though it
I love
wasn't
my buddy.
It wasn't the moment of truth. It was more like the moment of nerdiness with Ruth.
I appreciate it though. All right, so since somebody had to ask, I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. Okay, I am
Yep,
born
I
into
got
a
you something from-
born into a Dallas Cowboys loving family. So hard, but guess what? I don't live in Dallas. I live in Tampa, so I'm
Yep,
here
right
covering
here.
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You have to separate the job and the passion. The passion is the Cowboys. The job is the Bucs. So separate pleasure from work. That's what it is. It is what it is. If you guys are mad about it, oh well.
So-
I've had a lot of people call me out on Twitter like, "Oh, you're doing all this work for the Bucs, or you're a Dallas Cowboys fan." I'm like,
So Bucs isn't pleasure for you?
not this season. It will be. I mean, let's keep it real.
Yep.
I mean-
Yep. Well, it's gonna be another crunchy season, but
Crunchy is an understatement. Yeah.
what can we do? I mean, there's nothing much. Just
Yeah,
gotta hope
Lawrence,
and pray.
that's what it is. Dallas Cowboys fan all the way. My office is decked out with Dallas Cowboys gear. I have
It
a
is.
Tony Romo signed NFL football. It is what it is.
Hey, this segment's gonna be tiny, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
6 minutes. 6 minutes, 55 seconds.
Okay. Very specific. Yeah, let's talk about that Sean O'Malley fight for sure.
I'm gonna bring in Sinead again coming in. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
For
I know
sure.
he's gonna love that.
And I want to talk to you about two important things. Early
Do you think Bowles will announce who will start after?
Damn. That's
So
gonna make
Todd
me
Bowles
feel-
said this morning, because somebody even asked him, because we had a press conference with Todd Bowles this morning. They're not going to announce a quarterback probably until like 2 days before the first regular season game. That's just the truth. Kyle deserves a shot. How do you know you can't be Gene Smith situation? Mhm. I agree. I agree. But Wolford's okay now. Hey, a neck injury? That's pretty serious.
They will call you to walk you through the next step and answer any questions. Get a couple's heart and lung scan for just $149. You can call 813-851.
I got 3 minutes.
Everybody was getting mad at me because my volume went out. I don't know why that keeps happening.
It's
on the-
Instagram.
On
It
the
sucks.
Instagram.
If you're a real estate agent or a builder,
Hi, David.
Message for you. My name is Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage. They call me the Loan Arranger. Most people looking for a real estate
So we're gonna
agent
talk
don't know
about
where to go to
UFC.
find it, but I do.
Yeah.
I've been hosting
What
radio
you've been up
shows
to this
for
week? 'Cause
35 years
people wanna know
on
more
mortgages
about
and
the
real
Ruth.
estate, and I get a lot
About
of
the Ruth.
Yes, and then we can
Ruth the truth.
connection with a great real
say our
estate agent. So I
goodbyes.
created
Okay.
a real estate referral program.
Hi, Cody.
It's a great real estate agent, and the
Cody.
real estate agent then credits back the buyer up to 25% of the buy side commission, up to $10,000. I'm assisting clients with this all over the state of Florida, and I'm holding interviews for real estate agents in Tampa.
I'm so sorry that my volume keeps going out.
And 24th at the
Thank you guys for staying patient with me. But if the volume goes out on IG, just go over to Facebook, The Moment of Truth with Ruth, or YouTube, The Moment of Truth. I think the sound quality is even better on the YouTube because I have my Yeti speaker. I'm so hungry. I'm down and down these almonds. You guys like
I can see
almonds?
that. No, I'm good. Oh, I know. I just ate actually.
I wasn't offering them to you.
What?
I was asking them if they liked them.
Oh, I thought you said you want all. That.
You want them?
Woo! Brutal. That's good. I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm looking at the filet
What?
Hokkaido from the Spain restaurant.
Fire.
They have to contend with
Hey, your food would look really
I'm
good
sorry
too.
for spamming all over the comments. I just want to hear the Bucs news. Don't say sorry.
Oh, calamari, that was awesome. All right, we
Yeah.
got 1 minute.
All right, last segment.
Yeah. It goes too fast.
I know. I need to get a second hour.
Have you talked to Al Keck?
3 little words
Is he coming back?
parent wants to hear.
No.
My tummy hurts. And it always seems to happen at the worst times. Like in the middle of the morning.
He
rush
wants
when you
to,
still have
but
homework
there's
to
just
check
no
and
time.
lunches to pack, and of course, you're already late for work. Luckily, there's Pepto Kids. New Pepto
Yeah, I was
Kids
thinking about
are
taking
so
2 weeks
rich.
off, but I was like, nah, because if I do, Alcac's going to slide up
That's a
in
lot of
here.
your money. Dude.
Yeah. No, I mean, because my contract ends at the end of the month.
Oh.
So I was thinking about re-signing in mid-September, but I don't want my slot to get taken.
Oh, because it probably will be.
Yeah, exactly. Can't have that.
No.
Everything, including dust.
Your prime time.
And that
What's up, William? Hi,
All right,
Lawrence.
40
Hi, Sarah.
seconds.
Hi, Cody. Guys, can you do me a favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Moment of Truth with Ruth, please? Please.
It's in the air. Just a couple minutes a day.
And dust is gone.
Swiffer Heavy
All right.
Duty Sweeper.
Here we go.
Proud partner of the American Lung Association.
This is Phil Esposito. Set sail with the Lightning Long Island Meet January
All right,
12th
I'm gonna stop eating these.
2024 for their annual bolt-on cruise. We'll head to Key West and Great Stirrup Cay, and I'm bringing the Stanley Cup.
Trash did look good. Took care of the ball. Stepped back in the pocket and launched it.
Sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate.
All right, here we go.
Now back to the moment of truth with Ruth on 102.5 The Bone.
God is good. If I could, psych, every day.
Focus on the Lord, put my hands together, I gotta pray. When I'm in the studio, I already got no time to waste. Focus on the things that advance me, I gotta concentrate. Music by myself, I feel bad, so I don't collaborate. Feel I'm in a different state, different vibe, different headspace. I've been moving.
Keep it going. What I'm doing with it, I'm going to make improvements. Get chicken with it. The temperature's taking 102. Welcome back to the Moment of Truth. Thank you, Schnate. Shout out to my boy Schnate from Radiant Church with the new fire that just dropped on the 18th. That song is called Day by Day. Look him up on YouTube. It's SHNATE. Schnate. New single, Day by Day. He has another single dropping very, very soon. Fire music. You wouldn't even, when you see Nate, you wouldn't even think that he is a hip hop artist / rapper.
Not at all.
No, he's very vanilla.
Very.
Very vanilla, but I mean, blonde hair, blue eyes, very vanilla.
Yeah,
but
that's-
he's got some spunk to him. I appreciate all his music drops. I love
Yeah,
Christian
very
hip hop,
good
and he's been
stuff.
doing really good. So make sure to look up that song, Day by Day. That's what I was just playing right now by the artist Schnate, SHNATE. So last segment of the show. Can't believe it. It's gone so fast. Shout out to River again for taking the time to come in here. The managing editor for Bucs Wire. We got to talk some UFC, everybody. Did you guys watch the fights last night? Let me know in the comments. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's Root the Truth with the number 1 at the end. I'm almost at 1,700 followers, so I'd really appreciate you guys giving me a follow. I'll give you a follow back. Whoever follows me in the next 10, 15 minutes, I will automatically give you a follow back. No questions asked. I'm also on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook, The Moment of Truth with Ruth, and on YouTube as well. Please give me a subscription. I'm going to be putting a lot of things out there. The Rowdies, the website, truths-media.com. Definitely putting some stuff on there. The Rowdies won against Tulsa earlier this week. They went. I went to practice with them all week, and then they left on Friday to play them Friday night against Oklahoma Tulsa, which was J.J. Williams' former team, and he had a goal and an assist, and they won 2-1. So great job from the Rowdies. They're going to be here this week practicing. I'll be at practice with them on Tuesday and Thursday. Then they're back on the road to take on Miami this coming Saturday, 7 o'clock kickoff time for that game. So definitely a lot going on with the Rowdies. I just got kicked out of Instagram because it's
Okay.
saying that I've been on Instagram for too long. I have one of
Really?
those like limit things.
Hey.
Yeah. So sorry about that. I'm back.
There you go.
Let's talk some UFC.
Talk about UFC. Where do you go to
Sugar
watch UFC?
Sean.
What?
Sugar Sean O'Malley is his name. The guy that won.
Sugar
Sean.
I was talking about where do you go and watch it?
So I don't know if I should say this on air, but I don't pay for pay-per-view. Let's just say that. I got a link.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you should go
It's
out
bootleg.
and watch it.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Just
Okay.
be surrounded. No, too much testosterone in the building, alcohol included. When people just get a little too rowdy. I like watching it from the comfort of my home, so I can hear the announcers, so I could really dial into the game
How
or
about
the
this?
fight.
Do it at Radiant Church with the whole group of your the ladies over there.
Yeah, I
There
don't
you
know. I can't
They might
find.
like it.
I can't find other women that are into UFC like me. It's tough. It's a man's sport.
Alrighty. Anyway, so what about the UFC?
Yeah,
Let's go.
it was great fight last night. The bantamweight title was on the line for Aljamain Sterling, who had 9 straight wins. He's been super impressive, taking over the UFC. He got knocked out in the second round, early in the second round, by Sugar Sean O'Malley, who's been a huge upcoming star in the UFC. Made his debut in the UFC. Can't remember what that show was called. It's like a game show, but for UFC. Can't remember the name of it, but
That's pretty cool.
yeah. So he kind of got his name off of there, and he's been devouring the UFC one by one. And the women's fight before that, the woman from China, Wally, and then Amanda Limes went 5 rounds as well. A lot of grappling during that fight match, and it was outstanding how Amanda was able to have the energy with all that grappling on the ground, and she held her own. But Wale kept her head in the game, and she is the remaining. She's still the champion for that belt class. So yeah, a lot of great things in UFC. Make sure to be checking them out. They have a huge fight coming up. I believe it's September 9th with Adesanya, who's going to be fighting again. So make sure to tune into that. Any fun things that you did this week, Isaiah?
Well, we went to the Spain restaurant.
Yeah.
And that was delicious. I had the filet saltado, I believe. But the calamari was delicious, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had calamari as an appetizer, and then I got some seafood dish with some yellow rice, which was delicious.
Which you approved.
Yeah,
You're
approved,
picky.
100%.
You're picky with yellow rice.
I mean,
yeah.
People can mess it up. You
I
know,
get it.
being Hispanic, I know how it's supposed to be made properly, but they did a
Yes.
great job. So make sure to check out that Spain restaurant off of Tampa Avenue in downtown. So
Yes, very delicious. What do you
Awesome.
got plans this week?
This week I start school. Back in college, everybody. Yeah, I have classes at USF starting tomorrow. It's going to be Mondays and Wednesdays, and then I have training camp Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday with the Rowdies and the Tampa Bay Bucs. Your girl is staying busy. Thanks so much for staying with me here on the Moment of Truth. Appreciate you guys. Make sure to go check out the website, truth-media.com. And I got some new logos that are going to be released on the Instagram page. So make sure to follow me on Ruth the Truth with the number 1 at the end. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next Sunday. God bless. Everybody was like, you shouldn't have admitted that you watch UFC on a link. I didn't go into detail.
No one cares.
I mean, doesn't everybody just? Do you really pay for pay-per-view? Do people really do that? It's like $90, like $100 with tax.
Yeah, we don't have that money.
Yeah, like who do you think we are?
Radio
Leg take
professionals.
damage was part of everyone's game plan last night. Ultimate Fighter, yeah, for sure. I agree. Oh, I forgot to talk about Chris Weidman's game too, or his fight. He lost, but it was impressive to see him back. He was the UFC fighter that 2.5 years ago, he went to kick somebody and his leg snapped in half. It was brutal. It was brutal. So it was his first.
Thank you.
It was his first fight back. He lost to, I believe his name was Brad.
Well,
was
you know
his
what?
last
At least he
name?
came back.
Yeah, he came back.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
Because most
So,
people, that's an ending career right there. You know.
yeah. Are you guys gonna tell on me? People are mad. Like, you shouldn't have said that on here. It's not a big deal. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm ending the lives. Appreciate you guys so much. I gotta go to church. 12:30 service at South Tampa location. That's Isaiah. He does exist. He's not just a voice. He makes his
I'm
show go
around.
around. All right. Thanks for the follow. Myro Garcia. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. I hate the Bucs, but you know what you're talking about, so I listen to your show. Great show. Thanks.
There you go.
Appreciate you guys so much. I'm gonna be the Bucs pregame show. So if you guys want to get inside scoop on the Bucs, I'm with them all throughout practice, locker room access, all 9. So I'll be the Bucs pregame show every Sunday when they kick off the season. So we'll be talking a lot of Tampa Bay Bucs. Probably only leaving the last segment for any other sports, but going to be focused on the Tampa Bay Bucs throughout the regular season every Sunday before heading to the Raymond James for home games. Have a great week.
Bye.
Love all the comments you guys were going in today. Appreciate the love. So sorry that the first live went out. I'm glad that I was able to fix it and get back on here. Lawrence, thank you for letting me know. All right. Please go subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Moment of Truth with Ruth. I'm going to be putting a lot more content out there, so I'd really appreciate you guys subscribing. All right. See you later. All right. YouTube.